Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy actual Wednesday to you guys. Thank you for being patient and flexible with my Wednesday from last week, last week's word of the stream. Welcome in, folks. So last things last and first things first, bad at buttons. You are the last from last stream. Who? And you are the first viewer to redeem first for this tree. So pat yourself on the back. You get to be last and also first. But Plum, who are you to argue? 'Tis a bonk. You! Hello, Boo. Hello, Boo. Hello, Plum. Hello, the oncoming storm. Lovely to see you. Were you enjoying watching Buttons play Lara Croft today? I was. Hello, SNK. Hello, Buttons. Hello, all of you lovely folks. Hello, Willis. Seeing you slip in there. Plum, thank you very much for redeeming word of the stream. So we are moving from Wednesday to potatoes. And I think that this is important because I still have the queue up here that we want to see if TTS can say this word.
Potatoes.
Amazing. Great job, TTS. 10 out of 10. You're fantastic. Look at her go. Look at her go with her pronunciation. You yelled potatoes out of panic because you did not have a word prepped. That's fantastic. Do you know what's extra funny? That's not the first time you've done that. But I'm glad to hear you were watching quality content earlier in the form of Fellowship of the Ring, which is great. Ooh, boo. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Boo, thank you for redeeming Dehydrate and also Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. I tried to say all of those words at the same time. It doesn't work very well when you do that. I wonder what would happen if I gave TTS the breakdown of that word. If she would, like, be dramatic with it. Or if it would muck her up. So, there we are. Word of the stream. Potatoes! Very important. Part of a good old wholesome breakfast. Sorry, I'm just going to do one thing, and then I have to deal with Boo's redemptions. Whoa! Not what I meant to do. Not what I meant to do at all. Nope. Not what I meant to do. This is great. I'm so happy that my fingers are working well.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. You know what? She did great. She did great. That's a good point, Plum. If you're messing with audio settings, what better way to figure out if you got them right? Wifey approves? Hello, Wifey. I appreciate your approval. It's very important to me. So, Boo, thank you very much for redeeming Stretch. I was doing a lot of work that involved, like, reaching for things today, so I'm gonna do, like, a proper shoulder stretch. Because I probably need it. It's just a healthy thing to do. Oh, man. I could feel that. When I, like, leaned my neck to the other direction, I could definitely feel that. And thank you as well for redeeming the Hydrate and Dehydrate. Always keep your streamers hydrated, chat. It's very hot today, and so I have my fire mug. And look, this is the progress we're making, chat. You can no longer see what it's called because there aren't enough chips in the bag. Good old Ruffles all
What
dressed.
up, Willis _ saved just resubscribed for 16 months. 1.3 years of Lady QEW wonderfulness. Let's get this party started. Or we could just enjoy the chatting and snacking. I'm all for both.
Listen, I'm so in it for all of that. Willis, 16 whole heckin' months. That is amazing. Oh, my game is sassing me. How dare. How dare. I am busy, game. Oh, you're melting, Storm? Same. Willis, there you go. 16 running screaming buns for the 16 whole heckin' months. 1.3 years. That's almost a year. I'm really happy that you've stuck around. You're pretty fantastic, and I always love seeing your name pop up in chat. And so I'm glad that you enjoy it. I'm also really glad that you asked TTS how to say wonderfulness. Because she tried. She did okay. Wonderfulness. The oncoming storm, are you actually just the Wicked Witch of the West? But also, please don't melt. Like, folks, we literally have 2 air conditioners and a fan running, a ceiling fan. And that makes this a perfectly manageable apartment. I don't have Button's really cool conversion code, but it is about 24 degrees Celsius in here right now, with 2 air conditioners and a ceiling fan. It's trying. What up, Willis? Thank you very much for redeeming Spill the Tea, and also for redeeming Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. I see you are committed to keeping me snacking. So what I have today, because as I have been mentioning, it is extremely hot. It is like boiling hot. The humidity is stupid today, chat. The humidity makes it feel like 38 degrees here, which is too hot for humanity. It just is never going to work. So instead of hot tea, what I have in this mug is limeade, which is lemonade, but made with limes. And so it's actually been super fascinating to try. I tried it for the first time, I think a couple years back with K Menzel, because he was like, that looks interesting. And I'm like, okay, I am willing to try a lot of things when K Menzel says that they look interesting. And it has definitely expanded my comfort zone in food and drink. And I tried it, and I was like, whoa, it's like a less bitter, less harsh form of lemonade. It's just like a slightly more mellow lemonade, which is great. And so thank you very much for that hydrate, and get any grapes? Actually, I do. You guys probably know the secret by now. I pretty much only have that redemption available when I do have grapes. And a dehydrate. And what up, Willis? Thank you for redeeming 3rd. And also the book review. You're just here for the chatting. And I am all for that. So I'm going to grab a couple more of my chippy chips. And then buckle up, buttercups. We don't get aircon, but you do have a tower fan. Oh, that's good. Except, like, that still can, like, it can still be pretty hot if it only has humid air to move. Please do your best. Try not to melt. So, we're doing the book review first. Well, this is just like, how many ways can I make Lady QEW talk? Buckle up, buttercups. Because I'm about to tell you about Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is the book review. I have been saving this book review for like 3 streams because nobody redeemed this. I waited on hold for that particular book for almost 3 months. I put on hold both the Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is the first book in the series, and also Map of the Otherlands, which is the second book in the series, at the same time. And the Map of the Otherlands hold came up in like a week, and I went, this isn't gonna work for me. And so I canceled that because there's no way I'm reading this out of order, right? Like, just not gonna happen. I'm not like that. But I waited. I waited. And it was so worth it, chat. Because Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is another quirky book that postulates, well, what if this is just real? And I love those kinds of books. If you have been listening to any of these book reviews, you already know the sorts of genres of books that I gravitate towards. Hello, Kelly! How are you? We're in the middle of a book review. So you already know that I really, really gravitate towards essentially fairy tales. I really gravitate towards like happy stories, uplifting stories, stories where the good guys win. I really like stuff that explores magic or lore of like supernatural, like that kind of expert. It is far too hot. It feels like it's 38 degrees, which is not fun. It's terrible. We have in our apartment, our building has a chiller, and we also bought, because the chiller was broken, we bought like an air conditioner this year, like one of the portable ones that goes in the window. We have both of those running right now and a ceiling fan running. And it's manageable. It's like 24 degrees in this apartment, but that is a lot of effort by very many delightful robot friends. It is too hot. If you are melting, I am sorry for you, and please try not to die. Drink lots of fluids, be hydrated. It is important. But back to the book review. Sorry, not to brush that over. It is too hot, and that will always distract me. So we already know that I love essentially fairy tales and or other supernatural stories like that. No one is surprised. And I've pitched this before because the last book review was for the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, which was, imagine, Regency era, but magic is real. And so ladies have decided they're going to be pirates as a result. Okay? That's the setting. So Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is, imagine if fairies are real, and therefore someone invented the field of study called dryadology, and now there are humans who make it their life's work to try to figure out all of the things about the fairies. And so Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is in fact an encyclopedia of fairies to a point. It's not precisely that. What it is, or what it postulates to be, and this is where the quirk comes in, which I really, really love, because I always love books that are quirky. And so, again, if you remember, The Book of Doors, which was one of the first Lady Q book reviews, was quirky because it told its story out of order. That's always very interesting to me, right? The quirks are the things that take a book from good to amazing, and I'm going to love it forever. Book of Doors should be on the list. It is such a fascinating book. But back to Book of Doors is like more accessible to people who aren't interested in grown-up fairy tales for everything forever. I'll say that. But Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies fascinates me because what it is it purports to be the journal of one academic scholarly professor, Emily Wilde, as she continues her field work for research for her Encyclopedia of Fairies. So it is not the published book. Hello, Kate Bloomer. Thank you very much for redeeming Switch. Uh-oh. No, people be polite, because we're gonna switch for Kate, but like I'm still in the middle of a book review, and so don't switch it back too quickly, okay? Okay. Let me actually like play it before we jump back, because I really appreciate this particular switch, and I would like it to stick around. Because I'm in the middle of a boss fight in this one. So it'll be paused over here and we're fine. So basically, rather than being the encyclopedia itself, like the published work, which does get discussed, it's the like notes almost. But it's done in actual academic journal style. So she has dated entries where she discusses like the academic value of the things that happened in that particular day at the time that she had the time to write them down, complete with footnotes. Like, she has so many footnotes, and the footnotes are so worth it. They're like, you just want to jump over to them at all times whenever they come up to be like, okay, what nonsense is this? Because they look like scholarly references. They look like things that go, hey, just in case you didn't catch that or didn't remember that reference as you're going through this journal, it's a reference to this particular scholar's treatise on this thing, which is entirely made up because fairies aren't real and triadology is not a real department at Cambridge. And like, no, you can't study this and these people haven't existed, but it acts like they do. And so that really gave me vibes of like The Princess Bride. And if you have read it, you know this already. And I, The Princess Bride probably should have been one of my earlier book reviews now that I think about it, because it's so good. Um, The Princess Bride is one of those things where, like, the story is a story, but there's a sub story going on with, like, the notes from the author. And so this felt very much like that. It was giving me that perspective where I was like, oh, that's not real, but you're acting like it's real, and that fascinates me. That makes me hello buttons. You got first and last. That's the summation. That's all that matters. And the word of the stream is potatoes. And currently, I'm ranting about. I'm not ranting. I am doing a book review on Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is great. There. I all of that's cut up. I have summarized 20 minutes of stream. Also, we switched. Please don't switch back. So that was the first thing that kind of caught me. So first of all, I knew I was going to like the book because it's basically grown-up fairy tale. And I'm like, done. I know I'm going to love that. Two, as soon as I started it, I'm like, oh, it's done in that creative style of an academic journal. I'm fascinated by this. You are figuring out... Salam Beavis, thank you for redeeming Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. You are figuring out how to deliver a story and a narrative through not narrative. That's so great. He's so big. He's so big. I Oh man, Panic Link looks so much more panicked at that size. And so those two things are already things that cause me to recommend this book because I'm just very interested in it. But then I also like the characters because again, I have somehow tripped into a story where the lead character has so many flags for like neurodivergence, and it's delightful. It's just delightful to see her exist. So Emily Wilde, we're rewriting history a little bit on this. Emily Wilde is fictionally in this world, in the lore of this world. She is a professor of dryadology at Cambridge in the year 1908. And if you know very much about Cambridge, Cambridge did not accept female professors in 1908. It took them much longer to get on board with that. And so this is clearly not real. But in a world where fairies are real, let's just allow that some things are going to be different. So we got feminism way earlier. Now, Emily Wilde struggles to be she's struggling to make her mark because while she is very intelligent, she is very passionate about her subject. She knows way more about fairy creatures than anybody else in the entire world. She's not very good at networking because she has zero patience for people. People are like the negative 10 of her life. She's like, no, I have anti-spoons for you. Please go away. And I love that about her. As someone who works in customer service, I love that about her. And so that's already delightful to read. But, as you may have guessed, she is going to have a foil in this story. And the foil is her colleague, another professor at Cambridge in the Department of Dryadology, who is literally the opposite of her. He is the most charismatic man you will ever meet. He has everybody licking out the palm of his hand whenever he wants it. He delights to be the center of attention. And also, just to like toss my 2 cents in about the first chapter of this book. So this is not a serious spoiler, and I really need to point that out because it is a little bit of a spoiler, but it's a chapter 1 spoiler, okay? Okay, so it's a chapter 1 spoiler. He may also be Fae, and he's definitely got a crush on her. And those two things combined are hilarious to me, because if you are going to put a prickly human being in place who is all bristles out, who's like, no, no, and then you are going to give a charismatic fae creature like and I love her. Isn't she great? Do not hug the porcupine. It will hurt you. But isn't she wonderful? I'm like, okay, you've got it. You've got me hooked. These are two personalities that I want to see interact. I don't know what necessarily where it's going to go. Hint, it goes to some very hilarious places, especially for the chapter or two where he's actually writing in her journal instead of her because she's like asleep or some jazz, and he's like, this seems like it would be important to you, Emily, so here you go. I have filled in your journal entry for you. And I'm just like and also for the wit. The combination of wit and witticisms between these two characters just give me life. And so that is the book review on Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. It was already going to be a book I liked, but it managed to be both quirky and interesting and unique as well, and got me kind of hooked. Faye Dude may have made a mistake. No, Faye Dude is great. Faye Dude is so intelligent. I mean, they don't start out in a particularly balanced or okay relationship, but we have a couple books for them to fix it. It's fine. He's just, oh, it's too funny to watch them interact. And the way that this comes up. And so this is like the chapter 1 introduction you get to this, as she is notating in her journal her trip to this new place where she's going to be doing some field work. Ahead of her to this place where she is staying arrives a letter from this other professor. And she just immediately, you can tell, she's like, ugh. I'm gonna have to read this dumb, smug letter from this dumb, smug human. Fine. And she reads it, and it's like effusive about like how much he misses her and how great her work is and how like fabulous it's going to be when she gets all like it's just overflowing with praise. And she goes, fantastic, and throws it in the fire. And then the next morning, it was still in the ashes, entirely unburnt. And so she picked it up, relit the fire, threw the letter back in, watched the fire avoid it. And then the sentence in the journal is like, I should likely mention at this point, I'm about 95% certain that this professor is not human. And I lost it because I hadn't really seen that coming. But it was a chapter 1. This is the setting. This is what you need to know. You need to know both that Emily is not blind. She absolutely notices things. And also this effervescent, ridiculous, sparkly man over here. I know I just used words that made you think of Twilight, but like that wasn't intentional. Like he's just everywhere. His personality is getting thrown at you through the book, despite the fact that it's being written in journal entry by a person who would call him like unfortunately handsome because she'd rather he not be. You have it in your audiobook library now? That would be so good. Oh man, I can't wait to hear what like the voice actor does with that because it's so dry. Like this would be so good to hear in a dry delivery. Willis, I'm so excited about that for you because it has the potential to just be extremely delightful. And so I hope it is. And I will stop there because I would gladly just tell you guys everything there is to know about all of this. But all you really need to know is it's a series, not just a book. And so one presumes that she has an encyclopedia of fairies, and then eventually she'll get a map of the other lands. And I don't know what that does to pique your interest, but even knowing the title of the sequel, I was like, hello, what is that? Yes, let's go. What are the other lands and how are you going to map them, Emily? I am here for it. So it was actually a very delightful read, and I do recommend it for anyone who feels like anything that I said might have been interesting. Hello, Akina. Thank you for the lurk. Sorry to take 400 years to get back to you. I was very excited about this book, as I always am. Now, the thing is, I missed an AMA. Willis, thank you for redeeming Ask Me Anything. Have I had Tiger Stripe ice cream? Is that the one that has where the black is like a black licorice flavor in it? Hi, I like daisies. Lovely to see you. Happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are all doing well on this Wednesday. So, yeah, okay, cool. So then my answer is yes, I have had tiger striped ice cream because I remembered that. And my second answer is no. Never again. I don't like licorice in general. I especially don't like black licorice on a good day when it's the best black licorice in existence. I certainly do not want it in my ice cream. And so I recognize that there are people, including my dad, who love the flavor of black licorice. I think they're insane. However, they are allowed to have their own tastes, and they probably have very different taste buds from me. Um, so for anyone who enjoys that sort of thing, great. For me, no. Not on my list of ice creams I would revisit, actually, because I am not in love with that combination of flavors. A book channel where you can link the books you can review. Buttons, yes! Oh my gosh! It's been way too long since I've done any work on like making my Discord functional. I think the last time was when I was playing Pokemon Snap, and I'm like, I need a place to put these pictures that I took of Pokemon Tails, because of course I do. Yes. Yes, I will make that channel buttons, because you're right. I would love to post um like books, links, whatever I can find, even if it's just titles and authors of the books that I review. I'll try to remember what I've done already. Whew. I might even check back in my old videos to like see if I miss anything, because I think that would be cool. And I loved when you guys gave me a bunch of book suggestions as a result. And so I would love to see what you guys are reading too. We can't all like black licorice. That's true. And in fact, whenever someone doesn't like black licorice, that's more black licorice for the people that do like it. Hello, Poison Darth Frog. It's dangerous to go alone. There are sparkly people out there who like black licorice. I like that you ended that with no links in chat. How are you doing, Poison Darth Frog? And speaking of which, we've got a game to play. Oh, Daisies, are you still sick? How you doing? I'm about to jump into a boss fight, so I'm just gonna do my little spiel right now. I'm playing the Oracles games currently. I'm playing through all of the Zelda games that I own consecutively, and we made it to the Oracles games, so I'm playing them at the same time. There is a channel point redemption to make me switch games. I would ask that you not redeem it currently, even if it's available, because Kate did redeem Switch kind of in the middle of a book review, and so she hasn't really got hers. Um, and also I would like to do this boss fight. So that's a gentle request, and chat's gonna do what chat's gonna do. But I have to see if I can actually defeat this guy. He's awful. Oh no, you paid attention to the news. Eek. Whoops. Whoop. Well, the fire got me. Wrong color. I'm actually just gonna try that again. I think I have been very good at not paying attention to the news, Daisies. Okay, so that's not gonna go far enough. And I would definitely agree with an internet timeout if it's... that hit green. Rude. Whoops. That got me again. Just for sanity's sake. Oh, I see. So that missed me, did it? I see. The same game. Thank you, Poison Darth Frog, for redeeming. Keep doing what you're doing. Nope, I missed it. So this is really difficult to do on purpose, is what I'm aware of. So what I have to do is I have to drop the bomb into this face when it's red. And as you can see, it's hard to dodge all of its stuff. It's hard to get bombs in its head. And also, I keep doing it when it's not red. So, thank you, Poison Death Frog. I'm super glad you got my back. It's such a weird boss. There's another game that has a similar one. Yeah, it's a very weird boss. It does not require any of the Zelda skills that I'm used to it requiring. Oh! See, if I'd hit that, the timing was right for it to be red, but the placement was not. It's fine. See, and that was even a little bit late. This is so annoying. I've got 2 hits on him. Nope. I got 2 hits on him last week. And so I'm really hopeful that he doesn't require many more hits. Nope. That didn't throw. It'll come to you. I've never played Mega Man games. Got him. I think I actually got him on red. Did I actually get him on red? Great. Thank you for the health. We are going to save again. That is how much effort it takes to get a single hit. It is a roulette that has to land on a certain face. So what we learned, Poison Darth Frog, is we were told by the owl that the red face is afraid of smoke. And from that, we inferred we needed to drop a bomb on the red face. The roulette spin always comes up with the same face as the one that got hit by your bomb. And so it's not like it rolls randomly afterwards. You just have to hit the face. Each face has a different attack. The red face is the only one that takes damage. I think the purple face is the one that like hits the ground and knocks some of the ceiling off. The blue one has like target fire that goes in spirals and I absolutely hate. And the green face like just shoots out more normal fireballs, which are avoidable, in a way that like the blue ones are a little bit more difficult for me. I appreciate the Lady Kiwi. Wow! For the face spinning. But that's what we learned about the boss last week when I was playing it. We learned all of that. And I accidentally got 2 hits on the red face while learning all of that. And so now I have to get however many more hits. Occasionally it drops bombs instead of like fire, which is great because I don't have a lot of bombs. Oh, that didn't go great. It's fine. It's all one head. Logically, the red one would take damage anyway. I'm sorry, did you just say logically? To a Zelda game? I think I hit the red face again. Does that mean you're dead? Thank you! I got a heart container. This is actually a thwomp. It is, secretly, or even not so secretly. It's definitely a thwomp, you're right. Oh my goodness, does this mean we finally defeated the wing dungeon? I've been like working on the wing dungeon for 3 streams. That is a tree. That's a tree. We have a pine tree. GG first second try. It's not even the first second stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the cheering. It's very important. It's a threemp, but it has 4 faces. Okay, so I got the ancient wood. That's a pine tree as far as I'm concerned. Maybe it's the holiday spirit. It whispers only truth to closed ears from out of the stillness. I got an air freshener! Perfect. You need that when you're gonna time travel, obviously. Okay, so I'm playing Oracle of Ages right now. This is what I've learned. Go up. We get in cutscenes. Is it gonna be the tree? Probably. Do we remember if this is the... Oh, no, this is the tree that hits on me. Because it's Oracle of Ages. This is the tree that wants to marry me. Alright. Valley Girl. Ooh. Lady Q, I sense an essence of time on the South Sea's crescent Island. Find a way there from the town's coast. Thanks. From the town's coast. So somewhere on these, that's where I'm being sent. People of the past didn't bathe as often would be useful. That's true. Air freshener. Okay. Okay, before I go anywhere and do silly things, let's remind ourselves, that I'm supposed to have a sword equipped. And maybe let's, like, save and continue as well. Because I can. We'll also do one of these. So now I have to get back. That actually seems not as hard as getting there. Nope! I spoke too soon. Actually, hey lady, do you say anything different? Ah, she still wants her husband back. Which, like, valid. Good for you. As well you should. It's very unfortunate that Ambi just, like, I don't know, took him? Kept him? Something? We're gonna fight this witch and see how it goes. Excuse. Oh, that potion is gonna be tough. Dang, she went for it first. I wanted the potion. I mean, you can keep my health. I don't really need the health. She always goes for the best things first. She was a lot closer to the potion than I was, and so I kind of figured that I wasn't gonna get it, but it still seemed like I had to try. Still want to know why there's just this random old lady standing in the middle of the woods? Well, Plum, it's because her husband was taken to the Black Tower to work, and she wants him back. So, chat, have you ever heard the, like, it floated around the internet for a while. It was, like, a really solid idea, and then there was Onward, the Pixar movie, like, sort of did it as, like, a B-plot. Like, the idea of the, like, 63-year-old woman who just went, well, no one else is fixing this, and so goes on an adventure like a typical, like, hero character. She's that. She even said it. It's her, like, it's her origin story. She wants her husband back. So she's out there defeating monsters, figuring out how to bring down Queen Ambi. And we're just doing our own thing over here. I'm pretty sure she's the A-plot and we're the B-plot. I always need this story. I love this story. It's one of the things that means, even though I know several people who are pretty ambivalent about Onward. 1, I really enjoyed the movie beginning to end, tip to tails. 2, I really enjoyed watching a brotherly dynamic, which is not something you get to see a lot in the typical, like, Disney movie these days. 3, I really enjoyed the exploration of grief in that movie. That was fascinating to me. 4, and the most important, when the mom goes, I am making sure my sons are fine, and just does her own adventure in the background while she hunts them down. I'm like, yes. I would have watched an entire movie just about that woman. You're halfway caught up on the Wednesday stream, also known as Second Wednesday, also known as Wednesday. That's so good. Well, I'm glad that you're catching up. Oh. See? Her husband was also sent to work at the Black Tower, Plum, but she's not in the forest trying to do anything about it, which is why she doesn't say she wants him back. That's not true at all. I just, like, truly... I just got a potion from a Gasha nut. I'll take it. Nice. Lots of brotherness in the Ninja Turtles. It's true. I think there's, like... Okay, where's... Where's the ring analysis store? Nope. Shooting gallery. Cheval's house. Is it only in the, like, forward time that I can get rings analyzed? It probably is. That's a shame. That's a large amount of money and a ferry. Thanks, ferry. Okay, so the town coast. There's an odd pattern near the gate to the Maku tree. What could it be? Cool, don't care. Can't walk on that. You love when the crochet count matches the pattern. How's your little Highland cow going, Buttons? Sorry, I saw you sent that message and I think my brain was in the middle of a thought, but I did read it and I was like, in my head, a side corner of me was going, oh, that sounds really cute. I can't crochet. I am an absolute mess with it. I cross stitch, but like, I think that crocheted items are super cute and I love seeing what other people can create with it, and a Highland cow sounds adorable. I just saw online somewhere someone who has like these little, I guess they're sort of stress squeezers, that you squeeze them and they like pop out. They're like filled with air, so they kind of pop out weirdly from your fist when you squeeze. And she crocheted a chicken around them. So if you squeeze the chicken, it's like it lays an egg. And I thought that was really adorable. 2 different girl turtles introduced at different times, so you don't see them a lot. They probably annoy a lot of the fan base, but I want to see! There could be girl turtles! Okay, Cheval's house is that way. That's great. But, okay, what did I earn? I can jump! Okay, there we go. Oops. Can't jump if I don't equip the feather by pressing the A button. This is fine. I am very glad that I checked that. You don't have to relearn how to crochet, so that's good. You really recommend Woobles kits? That's fair. I mean, I would love it if you would just show me the map when I press that button, but okay. Girl turtles have eyelashes, I presume. Bold statement, Buttons, but you're probably right. I'm glad that I checked my items in this. It was important to remember that I knew how to jump. I can jump. Immediately drowns. Listen, I didn't say I was good at it. I said I could. Hi! You are Cheval. I am Cheval. I am researching items for use in water. Before I die, I want to finish my work on flippers for swimming and ropes that won't decay in water. I hope to aid all the people of the world by inventing such things. Okay, can I be a patsy for your tests? How do I get these things? Sir? How might I acquire these things? That's a shovel. I meant the power bracelet. Do I have anything that you want, sir? Like, I need to be able to swim. Am I like supposed to be allowed to swim? How do I have this discussion with you? I mean, a large part of me is very aware of the fact that I'm just skipping over a whole bunch of stuff that I probably could do. Garlic Grove, I accept. I don't know what I'm doing anyway. Thank you for redeeming Switch. What were we doing over here? Oh, right. We were lost in this dungeon. I love that. At least we finally beat the level 2. Like, Oracle of Ages is not progressing as effectively as Oracle of Seasons is, given that I am pretty close to the boss fight on level 3 in Oracle of Seasons, and I just barely beat level 2 in Oracle of Ages. So it's going slow. Okay, I am missing a treasure chest, which is up. Okay. Did I do this already? I did. Didn't I? I think I might have done this already. Yes, I definitely did this already. Oh, yeah, so I've just got my hair clipped up because it is hot as trash today, and I cannot. The concept of my hair touching my neck is an absolute no. Right, okay, I remember why I stopped in that room. Oh, boy! Hate it. I'm just like the idea of it touching my neck just increases my temperature by at least 6 degrees, and so I'm not doing it. They might also wear shirts. Fair enough. Okay, so we need these to spawn in, like, places that let me kill them more effectively than that? Well, thank you. It's very much for the practical reasons. There's like 4 of these guys. Okay. Got him. Okay. Now I need to remember that I can't just break all of these, but I can break some of them. Okay. Right. Okay, and so what I think is that I can jump over this button, and then the floor doesn't collapse. Which is pretty important. Ah! I have a key, but also... I don't fully know how I'm supposed to do this. And so I'm gonna try the speedy seed. Nope. Okay. Maybe? I don't know if that's how I do it. That was the other way that I thought I might be able to accomplish it. As it turns out, you can probably do it either way, but I'm way less clumsy at that way. In water, it is invincible. So that is a boss fight hint. In water, it is invincible. So do not try hippity hoppity. So do not try attacking when it is in water. Whatever it is, because we have not seen the boss. But I think it might be a poison moth. Unless it's like a mini boss suggestion. I don't remember if we've done a mini boss in this or not. Oh, thanks for the health. Love that. That's starting to feel very mini boss-ish. So we're gonna put the feather back, because I believe that is new for this dungeon. I'm gonna do this, and then we're gonna go, okay, so we're exploring a new room. Exploring a new room and I haven't found a chest in a different room. Fascinating. Okay. Invincible in water. And so what? How do I get it out of the water? Nope. How do I interact with them? Are those mouths, or do those guys all have splitting headaches? It's true, when they came up, I definitely perceived them as like that being a crack in their skull, almost like they have very large brains or something, but then they opened them and spit fire, and now I'm not so sure. I do not think this is going to help me, but I would like to know that. Yep, cool. That's just gonna be damage. Actually, let's see if we can figure out what we're doing. So I can't dig up the water. I don't know why any of these would matter. Cool. Okay. I understand what I've been told. My gosh, it's so bouncy. I don't love... Oh, okay. Okay. I don't love how much damage I'm taking, but... Ugh. Figuring out where these guys are gonna land is awful. Got two of them. Yes, okay. Are they gonna give me a fairy, or am I gonna have to do this whole thing again? Sweet! Fairy get! Lovely! What we got there? The classic Zelda, one item at a time. What do you do when applied? That wasn't like the worst moon logic, but it certainly was not intuitive for me. Thank you, buttons. Okay, so this gives us stairs to here. Oh, indeed. Ring around the rosy. So the thing that I'm missing is definitely the boss key, which means I gotta think it's not like I did it out of sequence. I gotta think that I probably can't have gotten that chest before now. And I had noticed when we were up here before how I needed to navigate all of that. Okay, interesting. So I am supposed to have the boss key already. Sure. So how do... I am missing it from that room. So let's just real quick jump back here. Ah. This room. That was annoying. But also it was fine. Yeah. How do I get to the other side of this? Where have I not gone? Like, I can't get to there. How do I get to that room? How have I not seen that room? Card get back. Interesting. So that's boss key room. Okay, heart lose again. I am just annoyed at those guys. It's fine. What? Drops are renewed. So. And this is sort of the opposite. That room just south of me was like half down and the rest was up, and this is half up and the rest is down. I remember... Okay, can I like fall? This angle is not working for me. I'm very annoyed at this right now because I'm trying to do something specific and those things are in my way, and I don't know if it's the right thing, and so I have less patience for them being in my way. So I am currently directly above the second room. I want to be directly above the first room, I think. This is where I was, though. Unless there's a way to, like, fall through, which I don't think there is. And I remember falling down here, getting to this. Did I do anything? Maybe I didn't. Oh, that's a problem. Okay, I remember this. Did I actually do the stairs in that other room? Okay, I've lost too much health, and so I'm gonna back up. I need to figure out how to get that chest. So, to me it feels like it's got to come from stairs somehow. Willis, thank you very much for redeeming Hydrate for 69 channel points. Nice. And thank you also for redeeming Dehydrate. Always keep your streamer fed and watered. So here's what I think, chat. I think it has to be stairs, because I just checked the room to the north of it, and I just checked the room above it, and I don't see any sneaky access points through either of those spaces. Am I supposed to be able to make that dumb jump that I haven't been able to make yet? Because I remember there was a dumb jump that I was really struggling to make. Poison Death Frog, thank you for redeeming. Got any grapes? Yes, I do. You really hope the boss of this place is a venomous snake? You mean you don't hope that it's a poison moth? I sort of hoped it was a poison moth. Plum. But you're allowed. You're allowed to hope for other things. Foggy D, hello and welcome, and thank you for redeeming Switch. Let's not find out who the boss is just yet. If that was a personal question. No, it's just the meme asking whether or not I have grapes. Okay, no, don't overwrite that. Load that. There we go. That's better. Let's just reset the whole game by accident. How do I get your rope, sir? What do I give you so that you will give me rope? I'm pretty sure I need it. Will you take this weird clock from me? What if I talk to you over here? Nope, he's still... I want the flippers and I want the rope and I don't want you to die. Okay? Ugh. He helps the people of the world by inventing these things. That's great, sir, but you won't let me have one. Look, I'm pulling. Okay, so I can't pick up the rope. He's not giving me the flippers, which is super unfortunate because I think I need them. He just says the same thing over and over and over again. Ugh, Frenchman being difficult. I don't know what to do. I'm so very confused in both games right now. Though I do love how green Link's face turns when I try to pull this bookcase. Can I sleep in the bed? No, I also can't move it. Can I put out the fire? No interaction. Can I go anywhere else? Or, and hear me out, chat, while trying to go somewhere else, I could just trigger a cutscene. And maybe the game will tell me what to do. That actually feels like something I probably should have tried sooner than I did. Hey, Lady Q, are you looking for something or what, huh? Cheval rope? I know that name. Yeah, I've seen a... Ooh! I've seen a grave in our original time that has that name on it. But I don't have time to chat. I'm busy. See ya. Sorry. Hey, Cheval. I just want to point out to you, buddy, you could have just given me a rope now. But instead, I'm just gonna go find where you're dead and see if I can take one. Okay, okay. Okay, thanks. Bye. It's overworld plot twists. They've been really interesting. Honestly. Okay, so before I go back in time, I want to know if there's anywhere else I can access, because I've got the jumpy jumps. I had forgotten that that was new to me. I don't think I want to go in the Black Tower right now. Because I'm sure that there are other places I can go and things that I can see. Jumpy jump sounds dangerous. Do I have a gaseous seed? I do. Sure. You can have that rope over my dead body. Okay. Okay. These areas leaves casually. Jumpy McJump scare? Terrifying. Oh, hello, Hungriest Clone. Thank you for the lurk. Where can I go? Let's see. That's a very Maku tree. Okay, I've gone into this corner of the world. I can jump over these. What does that do? Oh, yo. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to go. But it's new. Fascinating. Okay, so that's a dead end until I figure out what on earth could get me over that. Oh, look! Another one. And swimming. Great. Well, I found somewhere new, and it rejected me. This is fine. We're gonna try. We're doing some casual exploration to try to figure out if there's anywhere else I can go or anything else that I can do. But then we're absolutely gonna do some casual archaeology, otherwise known as grave robbing. Okay, let me just quickly check the Lost Woods, I think. Yeah. Let's check the woods. Because the woods is where I learned to jump. And so you would think... Let's go see how that adventuring grandmother is doing. Other than amazingly. Oh! An obvious new direction. Fascinating. So there's two different directions here. Okay. Cool, thank you for that. Fabulous. I mean, who doesn't do that every now and again? Just super cash. That wall seems real. Oh! Oh! Okay. Ooh. I don't need to lift both of these. I can. Thanks for the bomb. I do need to lift this one. Okay. So that was definitely a new thing. This was where we came out. I could jump over this now. And so that's no longer a barrier to me. But this also isn't, like, really a new location. Yeah. We've been here before. Oh, that's fascinating. It makes navigating the woods a lot simpler. We've already been to all of these places. Okay, so that feels like shortcut territory. Except for that. I could have got to those stairs before, right? Because I could lift these? Alright, so I've already been here. Why did that chest look unopened? One moment. I'm just going to figure out why that chest looked unopened. Because I like... Whoops! I'm gonna do a better... You didn't see anything. So... I push... Come on. Pretty sure I, like, walked all the way around the first time. Oh! I guess I didn't open that. Huh. Huh. Fascinating. Well, I did it the easy way then. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just jump like that. Ha 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 ha! More than one way to navigate a specific area. Take that. Okay. So now how do I get back to the present? Maybe, hold on. Am I supposed to go play, like, the Harp of Age? Well, so my brain has just broken because I thought of two things at once. The first thing that I thought of is the fact that I have this. And the Harp of Ages is supposed to, I think, what I remember being told is that it's supposed to reactivate time portals that have, like, lost their activity. So in any of those places where the ground looks weird, such as where the guy was shoveling in the North Village, I could activate a time portal and travel between time. I haven't used that mechanic yet because we just got the harp and then I found a dungeon, right? And so all of that is fine. But now I'm wondering if I was supposed to try playing the harp for the guy with the rope? Discover whatever, like, will you get back to the present by discovering whatever revelation you needed to remember in the flashback? That is how literature works. You are right, Poison Dart Frog. What if I press this near you? Nope, that's too close to you. Your tune echoes in vain. She is too busy for this. Okay. I feel actually a little more confident that I might know what I'm doing. It always takes me a while, so I need to go up there if I want to get to the fun... Okay, I will take more of these. If I want to get to the fun time portal that I think I can use. But before I do that, I am actually gonna see if it does anything to play the harp in this guy's house. Because I forgot that was a mechanic that I have. I am too close to him again. My failing as a musician is pressing A when I'm too close to someone, and so I talk to them instead. It didn't say the tune echoed in vain, but it absolutely didn't do anything, and that makes me think there's secretly, like, one of those transport points, like, under the water there. But he did not change, which is fine. I guess it really is an over his dead body sort of request. We'll take it. I will find a way. Okay, I have once more refamiliarized myself with this map. Sweet! Okay, so that does what I think it does. That's good to know. It's currently researching the items and hasn't quite perfected its design. Well, that is true. I'm kind of hoping, since I've jumped into the future, I won't have to get the rope and the flippers separately, that I'll just, like, get both. Hmm. The Octo Ring. Become an Octo Rock. Great. That's fine. So where? Everything's moved a little bit. Because it should have been like everything's just not quite in the same place. Am I gonna have to find a grave in the old graveyard? Because that's currently what I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do. Right. Burn the tree down. Yay. Ah, I see. Hey! No, that's Moosh! Excuse you? I actually have no idea if my actions in the past affect where things get built, but that is my friend! Pardon me. I have some ghosts to unalive again, I guess? Why is that weirdo here? What are you looking at? We'll shock you too. Get back here and leave my best friend Moosh alone. Moosh, are you okay? Are you okay, buddy? Don't eat me, I taste awful. Why would I want to eat you, dude? You're my best friend. The ghosts are all gone. Did you chase them away? Thank you. I am Moosh. Honestly, chat, my brain is so bad. I can't remember if this is the game where I met Moosh already and I'm meeting him again, or if I met Moosh in the other game and I'm meeting him in this game for the first time. I have to assume. Why would ghosts eat him? Why would ghosts eat anyone or anything? He's just a big bowl of mooshed potatoes. Mooshed PooTooTooooos. Moosh. I love this guy. He's my best friend. I insist. Maybe I can help you out. Ears! Hello! Angel! It's you. Thank you for redeeming costume time. Of course I will find some ears for you. I would love to find some ears for you. I've located one. I think I probably need two. Most people have 2 ears, I've been told. A significant variety of people have 2 ears. How are you doing, Angel? Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Buttons! Plum! Everybody's here, and we're all shouting about it. I am glad you are well. Okay, so these work better when like my hair covers even a little bit of them, but we don't got that today. Spaghetti sauce and garlic bread. That sounds delicious. I'm proud of you too. There you go. Have some ears. It gets camouflaged better when my hair's down, but I will not submit to that. Please enjoy your ears. That sounds delicious, by the way. Spaghetti sauce and garlic bread. That would be a great meal, but I already have my lunch for tomorrow and my dinner for tomorrow. Maybe I'll put it on my list for next week. I can make myself spaghetti and garlic bread. Did you make the garlic bread, like, starting from a loaf of bread, or did you make the garlic bread from, like, one of the frozen, like, Texas toast options? They are both delicious. I am not criticizing you either way. I am just curious whether it was one of those, like, I have to cook this, but it was in my freezer, or if it was, like, I have to figure out how to make buttery garlic and put it on bread. Yes! I love the frozen Texas toast. Like, I have to say. They oven cook okay, but I bet they do air fry to perfection. It seems like the type. I adore them when you get them with the crispy crust. Like, you manage to cook them like that. Just delicious. You're exploring all the features of your new toaster oven / air fryer. As well you should. You almost gave up because you didn't want to boil water. That's so valid. Listen, Mooshed doesn't want to boil water either, and he is our best friend, Angel. He doesn't want to be anywhere near water. It's his weakness. It says so literally right on screen. And so you're in great company. Look at how perfect he is. Look at how perfect he is. Look at how perfect he is. He's such a good mushroom. A mooshed PooTooTooooos. He's a sweet moosh. Okay, he's my best friend. I killed all the ghosts for him. And that, okay, that's not the way I need to go with him. I need to go this way with him. Because he can jump better than I can jump. Nope. That was not a very good jump. I don't actually know if I can do that one. Got any grapes? Poison jetpack, that's hilarious. So here's the thing. I don't know if this helps me. Oh, so, right. So Angel, the context for this is that I have this redemption called Got Any Grapes? Which only ever exists when I have grapes. I turn it off when I don't, because that would just be mean. But it's from that ridiculous meme of, like, the duck who went down to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, got any grapes?" And it is a very long song and it is extremely funny to me. And so I made a Got Any Grapes redemption so I can snack on some grapes and actually have a healthy snack. 3 laps, chat. Amazing. Angel, good job on the 3 stream streak. You know what? I agree with you, Poison Death Frog. 3 laps. And so Poison Darth Frog was just kind of making a pun on that and redeeming the suggestion for a commander reward. And just being like, got any grapes? Because they're right there, obviously. Okay. So, am I supposed to be able to do this and I'm just bad at it? Because, like, he can't go over those things. They are obstacles. And so I assume he also can't jump over that rock. Which means I have to navigate this through, like, impossible jumps. Like, sometimes I think I'm gonna make it. Oh, he can just fly if I tap A multiple times. That is not a thing that I remember learning. You missed last week, and so you lost your streaking privileges. I'm sorry. Actually, I should probably check these great... Rude. This is fine. I'm still bad at it. I'm not very good at controlling Moosh because I do not want to control him. He is perfect the way he is. Okay. So I am gonna try that, but not what I meant to do. Wanted to see if I could read this. I cannot. I'm still in the club. I do not love this mechanic, but I do love this bear. And so I will give it that. I'm gonna give myself a save state here, because it feels like this is gonna take me a while to do this as thoroughly as I want to do. Thank you. Stay there, Moosh. Why am I lighting it on fire instead of just looking at it? Okay. It doesn't want to be looked at, Chad. Excuse? Okay. Okay. Ridiculous. Why are you leaving? Well, I will take that heart back. There we go. Okay, Moosh, my darling, adorable best friend. You can stay here, right? Okay, okay, you stay here, Moosh. Plum, Plum. Is Moosh wearing pants? Ooh, don't even know what hit me. I want to, like, send them into the water. It's a lot easier when there's fewer of them. Okay. That was tricky, but we persevered. So there's a lot of water here, which means I really, really hope we're gonna get flippers. That's rope. I really wanted flippers? What are you? Hello? Ah! I don't like losing health to annoying things. I do not have the patience for it today. Okay. What do you say? I shall entrust my invention only to one with both might and light. Okay. Psst. Hello, Pseudorudo. Ba 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 ba! Candy time! Well, you know what? I also got some Zora flippers, so I'm just gonna save. I don't think I did see it, actually. Oh, there it is. Okay, you know what? There was a lot of discussion about pants. I'm sorry about that. I did miss it. Welcome in, Pseudorudo. It is lovely to see you. Thank you so much for redeeming non-seasonal candy. We are going to get right on that. Oh my stars. Okay, we're gonna keep that because that is important to me. Wow. Chat, you know what happens when I don't clear the request queue? It gets long. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that you care. The Candy Redemption rolled a 20 on its stealth check. Hold on, what am I rolling on my perception today? Poorly! I got my non-seasonal candy. Because it is not the time for this, chat, but we got it. And as I mentioned last time, I only have blue eggs left because they are the best. That's why I always save them for last. Nom nom nom. Thank you very much for redeeming non-seasonal candy, Shooter-Roodle. Yum! I can go for a swim now. Oh. Made a swim, beat a dive. Okay. Flippers are not an item, they are a feature. That's cool. They are the Cadbury ones, and they are very tasty. I just feel like there's going to be secrets in some random places when I dive. And so I'm doing a lot of that. But there's no reason for it. I know what I'm doing is going to get me some rope. I will take this rope. It will not rot when wet. Did I... So chat, here's a very real question. Did I ever get normal rope? Because I don't recall ever having gotten normal rope. You know what? You guys are very annoying. Yes, thank you, Health. Does normal rope rot when wet? It's a great question. Wait, where's Moosh? Moosh? Moosh, I asked you to wait right here. My darling friend. My best friend. Hi, Moosh. You found what you were looking for. I'm glad I could help. See you around. Oh, I love how he flies off. It is a grave situation, Plum. You're right. Aha. Aha ha ha. It really annoys me that these are like so far away in the corner. Hi, Moosh. I'm so angry I'm gonna light this on fire! I'm not really angry. I am a little sad. Okay. So now I can swim. And I can do that in the present time and also in the past. And I think I need to be in the past to get to the next dungeon. Oh my, I have so many things. Actually. But that doesn't mean that I can't try exploring a little bit here. What happens if I go down? Pyromania is how all of us deal with the grief of Moosh leaving. It is only fair and correct. Oh, right. Hi, Tingle. Oh, right. I can jump. So this is a new area that I have not been to before. How far will it let me explore? Not far. Because I don't have the boomerang. But this. Just in case I'm wrong about this. Yep, you do in fact still drown in that kind of water. So I can't swim on this shore. That is unfortunate. Why can't I swim in this kind of water? There's whirlpools. So there's like shallow water, deep water, and super deep water, apparently, and I can't swim in super deep water. Rude. But if dogs had lighters. Yes. Akina, thank you for redeeming Switch. What's up, Seasons? How you doing? How do I get to this corner of this room has been my query. It's great. I am in no way fundamentally confused. There's got to be something that I missed. Have I been to the black nose yet? You mean the face of the moth? I have not, based on where the boss face is, which you can see is here. The boss face is here. I think that the empty square here is the room where I receive the essence. Because I think I'm going to defeat the boss and then go into that room. What I'm looking for is a way to get to the room with the treasure chest in it on this floor, because that's the boss key. And I can't just walk. I mean, let me try to show you as best I can. Because right now I'm in this space, right? Which is directly above that space. And so if I tried to go over one more and like fall down, wait. Wait a second. There's 2 jump points here. Aha! I found the thing that I missed. That's great. Flawless. So the thing that I was just about to explain was that I needed to go over one and try to find a way to fall, or I needed to go like up one and try to find like a bombable wall, and that wasn't working. And so I had gone up and I thought I had been directly above it, but I was wrong, because this is definitely directly above it. So I think I know how to get to that room now. Whee! How? Aha! There you are. I have found the weakest link. Boss key! Is this the room where the blocks lie? I mean, it's certainly... Oh, he turned around. That's fascinating. I completely changed his route. He's now going back and forth. That would be so much more difficult. Okay. Time for bed for you, Plum. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thanks for hanging out. So we're gonna have to figure out how to beat another boss, as one does. I feel like it's gonna be terrible. Good old Zelda games. Excuse? Just turn around, Link. Oh my gosh. This is extremely annoying. These guys are not difficult. Oh, I keep being facing the wrong way. Please. Please go away. Okay, can I salvage this and find things? A health? Another health? Okay. A lot of money. And another health. We're fine. So much health. Great. How do I get back to where I was before? I need to go to the mini boss room. Can I hold on? Do I have like a warp back and forth point? I'm about to learn something important, chat. Oh, good. So will you take me to the mini boss room? Oh, that's so much quicker. Thank you kindly. It's much faster to navigate the dungeon when you can just not. Oops. That's what I wanted to do. So I think what threw me off is I got to here and I went, oh, clearly this is how I progress. And I like missed the fact that this is not blocked off. So clearly there is a screen scroll capability there. Okay. No, thank you. Have the boss key. Thank you. Please. I would like a safety save before I go in. Thank you. I'm just gonna walk in on a poison moth. Whoa! Immediate attack! Okay, so the torches are trying to kill me. The moth is trying to kill me. Yup, torch is trying to kill me. Oh, moth trying to kill me. Yup. Ah, moth trying to kill me better. That has definitely reset the fight. Okay. So we are not allowed to fall. Yep. The fire is going to be very frustrating. Woo! Whoop! More fire. That was very quick. I was expecting that to have a gimmick, but apparently spam sword really works, and I think I got a little bit lucky because when I first walked into the room, he spawned a bunch of little mothias, like little mothies, and they attacked me, and I was like, oh, I was expecting like a cutscene or a dialogue advancement. And so I had like kind of not moved when I could have moved, but it meant that when I got hit, I started swinging my sword, and so I saw him take damage as he flew past me with the sword. Then I was like, oh, I understand. I need to go into those things in the middle when he swings around to like get out of his way. And so I went to do that really late in his cycle because I was super delayed from not knowing what was going on. Then he just stopped there, and I was like, oh, and just hit him a whole bunch, and I saw him spawn the little mothies again, and I destroyed them like immediately with a single sword swing because I was like doing that so fast. And then he did knock me off because the fire is kind of difficult to avoid, as we can tell, because I did take some fire damage. But I was like, if that's actually his cycle, hold on, that's not that complicated a boss. So we'll take it. We will take this. I got the bright sun, an essence of nature. I can tell I got the bright sun game because it was like 38 degrees here. Could I have less bright sun? Does getting the essence of nature that is the bright sun mean that I can turn it off? Or does it just mean that I can turn it on? These are the important questions that we need to know. Young shoots grow quickly under the warm rays of the bright sun. I don't think that answered either of my questions. Moth, death, get indeed. So we've officially beat level 3 in this game, and we haven't found level 3 in the other game. That's a little unfortunate. This is a shame. I'm kind of sleepy and I feel like yawning, and I'm about to do the yawning tree, who's kind of sleepy. Thank you, Lady Q. I too feel the bright sun. I dreamt of the waterfall on the mountain north of Sunken City. Perhaps the next essence is near there. So waterfall on a mountain. Oh! It was the other game. Because Moosh is the friend that helped me navigate the swamp in this game. And I just found him in the graveyard in the other game. You got sunshine in your pocket? You got a pocket full of sunshine? That's so cool. Okay. So the waterfall north of the mountain, Sunken City. Something. That looks like a medical issue. You mean that? A little bit. Hey Moosh! Moosh, my best friend! Moosh! I will take you with me. I will take you with me forever. Oh! That rock's trying to hurt us. Let's not. I don't actually know what I'm doing. So many things are trying to hurt us. Wait, can I... Oh, if I had made it... Hold on. I need to change the season, but I also don't want to hurt Moosh. I need the season to be different. Yeah, we'll walk. You knew there was a song there somewhere, but was struggling to remember the lyrics. Oh, I picked up what you were laying down. Okay. Oops. Nope, I need to be here. I need to do this. I need to make it... Well, yeah, that's not what I wanted. Yep, there we go. This is what I wanted. Okay. Wait, does that mean this water's deep now? No, okay. Moosh can still walk on it. That's important! Bringing Moosh at this point is just because I insist on keeping him with me as long as I can. Oh my gosh. Moosh. I protect. Lady Q, you're my best customer. Take this special gift. Basu? Where's the special gift? Do I dig? Can't dig. There we go! I got a ring! I figured it out. He's stun-locked me. This is fine. I cannot grab the sign, but apparently I can dig under my own self, and that's important. I have no idea where I'm going, and I also don't care, as long as I can bring my bear. Ah! No! Do not hurt my bear. I do not like the amount of health that I am losing. Okay, so the ruins are north. can't come there with me. No! I can't leave Mooshed behind. I mean, I also would like some help before I go exploring a whole new place. Anytime you actually want to give me health gain, that would be cool. You can dig under yourself in Minecraft. It's not recommended though. That's funny. Do I ever have to give up Moosh? I don't think I do. Oh, interesting. We've changed seasons, however. Does this mean I have another chance of getting some health from these leaves? I'm getting lots of seeds. That crow left me a bomb. What I wanted was a heart. Well, I got one. Okay, so... he can't come through here, but I can go here. Ah, right, that place. No! He disappeared! I don't want to fight this. I bet he's back in the swamp. They don't want me to keep Moosh? But I love Moosh. I don't fully know where I'm going. This is the tricky thing. Probably could have crossed that with Moosh if I had him. I'm guessing changing the seasons here isn't going to do anything. I mean, it lets me climb back up, sure, but it's not that helpful. Oh, right. Those guys hurt me. Not ideal. We'll take that health, thank you. I think I'm supposed to go, like, north? We'll take that health as well. So he said the waterfall north of Sunken City. I've gone to train Ricky. Okay, Ricky's gone. That's fine. And so, like, I feel as though I should be trying to find another entrance to Subrosia, but I can't tell if I'm supposed to go, like, oh, far, far east, Sunken City. It's far. Try to find a ride. Gotcha. I understand a little better what we're doing. We're probably trying to find a boat. Does that bridge take me somewhere that I've been? Yes. So... I've been here before. I remember this. Oh! Stressful, but we did it. Yes, I go up to a sunken city. Oh no! Okay. Well, I can't get over that. I am not sure that this is the right way at all. What am I doing to myself? The power of darkness won't let you go any further. Okay. Well, that's a fascinating square. Try a boat with a hole in it to get to a sunken city. Ugh, that's rude. Like, this is rude that I have to fight these guys again. Listen, they're not easy enough for this. I just lost so much health. It's okay. I'll get it back. I'll get it back. So, I don't think I can go that way yet, but I want to. What am I doing? Oh, I can go there. That is a new place that I can go to. Oh gosh. I just want a place where I can maybe find some health. And everywhere is very far away from where I want to be. I can go this way. Oh! I have made a bridge. Okay. That actually feels somewhat helpful. I have connected 2 dots that were previously not connected. There's still some mystery squares in the middle of all of these spaces that I've explored, which to a certain extent is kind of fascinating to me. Did I bring the power of lantern? Shockingly, Poison Darth Frog, I did not. I brought the power of winter. That was not very helpful. And I also brought the power of bomb, but the power of darkness apparently was more effective than the power of bomb. And also in the power of boomerang, which is shocking to me. Well, we made it. We made it to places, to things. I guess I'm proud of myself for that. There were some things, so at the start of the stream, there were some things that I was a little worried about because I had not been figuring them out last week, and we did figure those out. So we got past that. We have seen new places. I'm still just as confused, but I definitely am recognizing that that's part of the switching games. Like, when I get a new skill and I leave a dungeon, I go, cool, I remember nothing of this overworld map right now because I've been in so many different places and I'm trying to like hold so much information in my brain. So that's funny. And I got things done, which is great. We made friends with Mooshed in 2 different games, and that feels like a highlight to me. So I'm gonna call it for this week. This is the last day of July, so like next week is gonna be August, and I'm gonna have new candies probably that I need to think about, but that doesn't really change very much as far as I am aware. For at least the first couple of weeks of August, things should be normal. Now, I do need to give you guys some news that the office where I work is moving location in August. Now, I'm very happy with that. Poison Death Frog, thank you for redeeming 3rd. Distractions? Where? Point them out to me. Literally, when I watched Up, I was like, oh, I'm the dog. Squirrel? Amazing. So we are moving locations, which is fine from a perspective of like regular streams because it's still it's honestly, it's still a super convenient location for me. It's the best I could have expected given that it's moving. However, it is still the process of moving. And so we have to pack up the whole office. They are getting movers to come and move everything, but we have to box it up. We have to turn it into something that a mover can deal with. And given that we are a store, we also don't want to be too behind on like getting out orders. And so probably there's going to be some overtime in August. I might not get a lot of notice on it. I do usually try as much as possible. If they're going to make me do overtime on a Wednesday, I try really hard to make sure I have at least a week's notice for that because I don't like having to shift things like on the weekend on you guys. I just don't know how flexible I'm gonna have to be. I don't see any particular reason to expect that I won't be able to keep up a once a week stream, because I don't think they're gonna make me do 5 days of overtime like every week. And I think things are mostly gonna be normal, because obviously they'd rather not have to like pay us to do overtime anyway. They'd rather that things just be doable. But we all know how that goes. Plans happen, and then life just runs roughshod over all of those. So I don't know how it's gonna go. I've never been part of an office move before, and so I feel like, especially with my skill sets, there's already a lot of things. Like the last 2 days that I've been at work, chat, the last 2 days I spent at least half the day measuring furniture, which was great. And then at the end of all of this, thank you for redeeming Hydrate Willis for 69 channel points. Nice. At the end of all that measuring, after I'd spent like 6 total hours doing a whole bunch of measuring, a whole bunch of documenting, a whole bunch of counting, a whole bunch of inventory, like all for my boss, and like I'm sending her all of these messages on our like work chat platform, then like out of nowhere, one of my coworkers is just like, "Hey Mary, could you like do an inventory of all of the furniture that we have here so that we could get an estimate for how many trucks we need to order for the movers?" And I was just like, copy, paste, send. Like, I just spent 6 hours doing that, my dude. I am not going to do it a second time, but here's what I have so far. This is my guesstimate. Take it, be gone. It was actually a little bit satisfying. I felt very talented. But like, I'm very good at organizing things. I'm very good at basic administration and like processes like that. So I'm going to be very involved in this in a way that I'm not expecting. I absolutely, your coworker was like, "Oh my goodness, she's so fast." It was probably a very funny interaction because it definitely responded with like, "Ugh." He's like, "I know it's a lot of work." And I'm like, "Bleh. Take this information." Look up the sizes yourself for a 5x5 calyx, because I don't have it written down and I don't want to. I think the thing that was the most frustrating to me is that because of my boss's like program that she was using for, so the reason I was measuring the furniture for her was so that she could try to do a layout of the new space that we're moving into so that she can give directions to where to put things. Which is a very important thing to do. And so she was making like little 3D models in her like design program to like click and drag and drop around and stuff like that to do the thing that she does best, which is design, which is great. She's super good at it. And so like I was measuring all of the furniture, and because of how her program works, she needed it in centimeters, and the only industrial tape measure that we had in the office was inches only. And I was like, why? So literally half the time was me trying to convert from inches to centimeters, just being like, this is the dumbest use of my time. It is. So buttons, we did that too when I was moving in with K Menzel when we first got married. He like had me measure my furniture so that he could make little models of everything I owned, everything he owned. He made like a little model of his apartment, and we tried several different layouts to see how much of my furniture I could bring with me, because we had like independent apartments and we're trying to collapse that into one life. And I'm like, well, how many bookshelves can I bring? How many china cabinets can I bring? Do you even know what a china cabinet is? I have 2. I don't use them for china, but I have 2, and they're very useful pieces of furniture. Anyway, I'm getting very distracted. I know. I'm like, I'm already marrying you, but if I wasn't gonna, this has convinced me. You would use Sims? Honestly, that's pretty similar. Like, it's that style of trying to figure out what you can do and where. Anyway, it's irritatingly fun for me. Your china cabinet is for old consoles now? That's a good use for it. We have an entire china cabinet full of tea and hot chocolate. Technically, there's hot chocolate in there. I think there might also be a bottle of whiskey at the bottom, but I haven't looked recently. It does not contain china. It contains boxes upon boxes upon boxes of tea. And that's just the way I like it. It's perfect. It's perfect. This is the IKEA furniture that I was talking about on your thread buttons that I had, like this bookcase. This bookcase is like 8 years old and I brought it from my old place. And so like we collapsed it down to move it. It's fine. And we got rid of our first piece of IKEA furniture. And the reason that we did it was not because it was broken, but because when we bought our air conditioner, we had to put it in the middle of this piece of furniture. And so we needed the piece of furniture to be able to be cut in half and put on either side of the air conditioner because of where our window is. And that is obviously not possible. And so we just bought 2 little mini things to go on either side of the air conditioner and got rid of the big one. That wasn't because it was broken. That was just because it wasn't the right thing anymore for the space. And so we did replace it and it was immediately snapped up. We brought it down to the curb. Someone took it overnight. Like I swear within like an hour and a half, it was gone. Someone else had picked it up. I think children might be the answer to that, Buttons. People have children and therefore their IKEA furniture does not last. Anyway. What is my... Okay, this is good. I'm in the right place. I got distracted chatting, chat. I'm done. I'm sleepy. I'm going... Children are the reason 100%. Like, I could just picture it. Who needs children? I mean, if you already have children, I hope you do. But if you don't already have children... You prefer IKEA furniture? You have documented evidence in your home. Is the documented evidence your children and your IKEA furniture, Willis? Perhaps? Maybe? Just possibly? Okay. So there are no changes to next week. This is all just a story to explain to you guys that there might be some flexibility throughout August or perhaps even the first week of September while we try to figure out how on earth to do this thing that we're planning for right now, but we all know that that's going to, like, there's gonna be hiccups. There's no way to make this completely smooth. I'm just really hoping that we can do a good job with it. So I don't know. But that shouldn't impact next week. So next week should be a normal Wednesday on actual Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll play more oracles. Do I know what I'm doing? No, absolutely not. Is that half the fun? Absolutely yes. So we should all be good for next week. And I'm super glad that you guys showed up today. I had a fabulous time. We actually did make progress, which I feel proud of because I don't feel smarter or better at this game than I did on Wednesday last week. I just did succeed instead of not succeeding, which is a little bit how last week felt. So I hope y'all are considering coming back for another visit, but even if you don't, I had a good time with you today, and that is almost as important. So we're gonna get rid of some of these, and then we are going to find our usual raid friend. So I think Feeny just went live, which is great. Yeah, this is perfect. We're gonna raid Fiend because Fiend's great and I would like to go visit her. And so here is a raid message. It does have my emotes in it. You can delete them if you don't have them, that's fine. But if you happen to want to grab the message and come and visit Fiend, she is playing the Nintendo World Champions NES Legendary something. She's doing stuff with old retro Nintendo games, and we love Nintendo, and that is what we are here for. So we're gonna go visit. I hope you guys have a great night. It was lovely to see you all. I'm seeing goodbye messages from Willis and Darth and Akina and Buttons and SNK and Daisies and Pseudorudo, and everybody's great. And I was really glad to see you guys and hang out with you for a bit. So have fun with Fiend and or with whatever else you are going to do. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, a wonderful rest of your week, a wonderful weekend, and just a great time till I see you next. As always, keep it cute. Bye bye.